Hi everyone, I'm Ashwin and I welcome to the word cloud session using R today. Before jumping into the code, let us see a brief description on what is word cloud and what are the uses of it. By the way, if you are a beginner in text mining or text analytics, we recommend you to watch the previous video on introduction of text analytics. You may find it useful. You can find the link in the description below. Okay, now, what is word cloud? Word clouds are graphical representation of words. Based on frequency, words are arranged in a manner where words with greater frequency appears big than words with smaller frequency. So, more the frequency, bigger the word it appears. Clear? When and why it is used? Word clouds are typically used when you have large amount of text that needs to be analyzed. The text can be a feedback, Twitter comments, Facebook comments, or comments from any other sources. We typically use word cloud because analyzing huge amount of data takes lot of time, and we are also prone to manual errors and subjectivity. To eradicate this and to save time, we generate word cloud using softwares like R or Python. So what word cloud gives you? As we told you before, word cloud gives you the most repeated words from your text, and more is the frequency, greater is the importance. So word cloud is generally the first step in text analytics that generally gives you a direction on what people or customers are speaking about. You may ask a question, why can't I use Excel for word cloud? Yes, you can use Excel to analyze the most repeated words, but you may often end up with articles and prepositions like a and the, on, at, after, etc. That may end up in huge numbers, and removing them will be little bit difficult in Excel. It's not that we can't do it in Excel, but it is little bit difficult. Not only that, we often see customers using different words like playing, play, played to denote a similar action. And if we don't stem it correctly, we can't see the real picture. So it is recommended to use a word cloud using R or Python, especially when the data set is huge. So what are the types of word clouds? If we see word clouds, we have different methods where we can analyze words. We have something called a simple word cloud, word clustering, word tree maps, word cloud with covers, graph layouts, and heat maps. Each of these methods tries to give you some direction and visibility. The good thing is that all are very simple to understand, and so often the case analytics is simple or simply analytics. Let's get started with simple word cloud using R. I am going to explain you the code considering you have some knowledge in R. Even if you don't have, it shouldn't be an issue as the codes are very simple and understandable. You need to make sure that you have R Studio installed in your system. Okay, so let's move to the code base now. In R, you may be aware that to perform any operations, you may need to install some packages or libraries. Each package caters to a particular set of work. Consider the package as options present in a washing machine. If you press wash, it will wash only the clothes. If you press dry, it will only dry the clothes. Similarly, each package performs a certain function. For word cloud, we need to install the following packages. We need to install packages like TM, that is used for text mining and data cleaning activities. We have to use packages like Snowball C or TextStem for stemming of text. For reading Excel files, we can use Read Excel package. For filtering and selection of data, we can use Deep Layer package. For generating word cloud, we can use the package like Word Cloud. And for making a colorful word cloud, we can use the package or Color Builder. So once you install, you must load the packages. So it is activated in the current session. Please remember, installation is just a one-time process, that is once installed, next time you can just load these packages. To generate a word cloud, we will be using an interesting dataset called SMS dataset. where we have list of spam messages. Here we need to identify what are the common spam words. This may be useful for phone manufacturers like Apple, Samsung, MI, Realme to classify whether a message is valid or spam. The data is present in an Excel format and you can read the data set using read underscore Excel command that is coming from read Excel package. You can view the data set by clicking the right side panel. As you can see in the data set, we have both normal and spam messages. For our purpose, let us filter only the spam messages. Once filtered, convert the column text into a corpus, that is a collection of text. Once you do that, the data frame will be converted into a list. We will see at a later point of time why we are doing this. If you want to access the first message, you can use corpus data $content of one to see the first message. Okay. So as I told you before, we will use TM package for data cleaning activities. Okay. So we are now going to perform a list of data cleaning activities so that our data looks good for generating word cloud. So the first is to convert the text to lowercase. So why we are doing this? Because it is case sensitive. A capital price and a small price will be taken as two different things in word cloud. So to avoid that, we are converting all the text to lowercase. The next step is to remove numbers, and then we are removing the punctuations and special characters, and then we are removing the white spaces, that are the extra spaces that is remaining in the messages. Post that, we are removing the stop words. I already told you before, we have lot of stop words in English like a and the and lot of other things. If you want to see the list of stop words, just use the command stop words of English and execute it. You can see what are the stop words that we have used. So the stop words are I, me, my, myself, we, our, him, his, them. So all these stop words, if it is present in our messages, it will be removed. If you want to remove any specific word, then we can additionally give it in the below command. So for example, we have removed the word landline here. So if you want to remove any other text, just you can insert a comma and you can give the another words in quotes. Suppose that we are stemming that document, okay, using the default TM package. So we can also stem the document using other packages as well, but this is the default stemming present in TM package. So as I told you before, stemming is a process where we reduce the words to the base word or a root word. So for example, we have pricing, price and pricey. Stemming gives the root word as PRIC because it removes ing, ed and ey. Okay, and it finds PRIC is the common word. In the workload, we can see how the stemming has been applied at a later point of time. But as of now, this is what stemming is. Okay. In addition to this, we can also substitute certain words with certain words. So, for example, word cloud, after stemming, you find the word service to be written as SERVIC because there may be a lot of words like service, services, and servicing, and it reduced to a root word called SERVIC. Then we can substitute that word with SERVICE to the correct word, and also sometimes people may use short form like TXT, which computer may not understand. Okay, so probably we may need to convert that into a proper text called TXT. So you convert this here. So we have converted both service and text here. Okay, and we can also stem the document using TextStem package. So TextStem package is somewhat superior when compared to the default TM package, but lemmatization is the best one. So now I use the term lemmatization. So what is it? Okay, both work on a similar principle. Both stemming and lemmatization work on a similar principle, but here is a major difference. Okay, so when you consider the word pricing, priced, and pricey, stemming gives the root word as PRIC. But in the case of lemmatization, if you use the same thing, it will give the correct root word called price. Why is that? Because lemmatization goes back and compares itself with the dictionary. Consider lemmatization is having some Oxford Dictionary or Macmillan Dictionary. So it takes these words and compares it with its dictionary and says that price is the root word. So often the case, lemmatization gives much better results when compared to stemming. Okay. So in text and packages, we have the process of lemmatization as well. So we can lemmatize this data. So using lemmatize underscore strings. Okay. So also by default, text and package for lemmatization, it uses the hash lemma dictionary. But you can also use other dictionaries like Hunspell or Tree Tagger dictionary. If you want to use Hunspell dictionary, you can use this command, that is make lemma dictionary as engine as Hunspell and then use the dictionary. By default, it uses the hash lemma dictionary. We have finished our data cleaning activities and it is time for word cloud generation. First, we'll generate the word cloud using the TM package as stemming. Okay, so we are using the corpus data 1 here and we have told maximum words as 25. That is, the word cloud will contain a maximum of 25 words and we have also told minimum frequency as 3. That is, if the word doesn't appear 3 times in all the messages, across all the messages, then it will not appear. We are telling random order is false and we are giving some color codes where this is a hex code. So as we can see in the word cloud, we can see call, text, claim, or some of the spam text that we are finding in the messages. As we can see here, we have certain things called win, one, service is having a different spelling. Okay, so we will see at the later point of time, okay, when where lemmatization takes place, how this appears. So after that, we have also used text stem package for stemming. So we'll see how the word cloud is generated by using that package. So here also we can see it is somewhat better. Okay, it's somewhat better than the TM package because it has now service is been having the correct one, that is SERVIC. Okay, other things mostly remain the same like text, call, free, price, and mobile. Now we will see the word cloud using lemmatization, which is going to be interesting. Let's execute that. Here you can see we are seeing service, guarantee, call, text, and we can also see win as the root word. We are not seeing one here, we are seeing only win because lemmatization used the dictionary and it found the base word as win. So I advocate you to use lemmatization for generating word cloud in most of the cases because it gives much better results. So lastly, we also did a stemming using Snowball C package. Let's see how the word cloud looks like in using that. So here also we are seeing that guaranteed is there, service is there. So it is somewhat better than the TM package, but I'm not saying that it is better than the lemmatization because lemmatization provided a far better results to us. So next, for generating colorful word cloud, because some of the people might like colors, so we will be executing this code and you can see a colorful word cloud here. So what changes I made here? So just I added a thing called colors, okay, and brewer.pol is a statement, and here I've used 9 comma set 1. So set 1 contains 9 colors, okay, and the word cloud gets populated by these 9 colors. If you use anything more than 9, okay, then it won't generate the word cloud. But how do I know that set 9 contains 9 colors? For that, just use display.brewer_all, execute this command and probably expand it. So you can see that set 1 contains 9 colors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So set 1 contains these colors and 9 shades of it, and set 3, if you see, it contains 12 colors, and you can also use any other shades as well. Okay, so based on the number of shades and also the name of it, you can just pause it over here and it will generate a colorful word cloud for you. One thing I forgot to explain, I told you before that if you use a data frame, then TM package doesn't take it for data cleaning activity. And so only we are converting the data frame or a table into a list using vector source command. Let us try what TM package says when it uses a data frame. As you see, it threw an error stating TM package can be applied to an object of class character. Since a data frame contains that object, okay, it is showing it as null. When you pass it as a list, okay, every message is stored as character type with value as messages. So TM packages only takes the object of class character, and hence we are converting our data frame into a corpus vector source command. Okay, so we have come to the end of the session. I am hopeful you have understood now on what is word cloud, what are the uses of it, and how to generate it in R. The code is very easy to comprehend and generate it, isn't it? For your reference, we have uploaded the code and the dataset in GitHub repository. You can find the link below in the description. If you have any feedback or queries, please feel free to post in the comment section. We'll be more than happy to respond you back. Also, don't forget to like or subscribe it because we have a next important session coming up that is used to improve the text that we have extracted using a method called TF-IDF, that is term frequency and inverse document frequency. Okay, so till then, it's bye from Simply Analytics team. Bye bye.